Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do a foundation review and wear test of the new Sisley. This is their Phyto-Blanc Le Cushion. They have reformulated this, and unfortunately I had not tested out the previous one, but I had so many people asking me if I was going to try this new cushion out. So today what we're going to do is we're going to learn a little bit more about this cushion foundation. We are going to put it on my skin. I'm going to share what shade I ended up picking up, as well as give you a wear test and show you how it wore for 8+ hours on the skin. So if you are interested in learning a little bit more about the Sisley Phyto-Blanc Le Cushion, how it performs, especially on somebody who is over 50 with dry skin, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, today we are going to be using the Phyto-Blanc. This is the Le Cushion by Sisley. This has an SPF of 50, and I'm afraid that I did not try the previous version of this, so I cannot compare that for you, but I had many of you asking me if I was going to be trying this compact, and I was like, yes, I'm intrigued as well. So this new Sisley cushion is supposed to give you a radiant finish. It's a brightening cushion. It's supposed to be very moisturizing, radiant, and come in a portable compact. And it is supposed to include skin care ingredients that are going to make your skin better over time. So this is a $147 cushion compact, kind of in line with some of their other foundations. Sisley is a luxury brand and they really focus on skincare in their makeup. So yes, this is an expensive cushion, and it also has very limited shades. So the cushion here in the States, as far as I can see, only comes in 5 different shades. And I did have a little bit of trouble figuring out the correct match, and the colors range from very fair to light medium at the most, guys. So this is not going to be an inclusive launch from Sisley. This is targeted towards the cushion market, which is going to be more fair skins. So here in the US, it is going to start with a 00C in Swan and go to the darkest shades that only go up to level 1, 1 in neutral, and 1 W1 Ecru. So picking out the shade in this cushion was a little bit difficult. I actually went to the Sisley counter and got matched, and I ended up being shade 1 in Ivory, which is going to be a neutral shade, and honestly I think that looked like the darkest one. Now, to give you an idea of other colors within the Sisley range, I do have the Sisley-Paris, that is their anti-aging foundation, and in that one I have OR Vanilla, so I'll swatch that. And then I have the Phyto Tint Nude, and this one is in 1C Petal. And interestingly, when I was at the counter, I was telling her I have these 2 foundations and the colors that I have, and she was like, you need to mix this one with this one and it creates the most beautiful foundation ever. And when I do mix these 2 colors, I will have to say it becomes a much better match for me. So we spent some time actually trying to match me in the cushion, and the OR or vanilla one was just a bit too peachy. I could totally get away with it, but I was telling her that even this one is a little bit peachy for me. It works, but it is not a perfect match. So I'm going to swatch all three colors for you just to give you an idea of the differences in shades. So here over by my knuckles, I have the Sisley foundation, and this one is in vanilla. And then over here I have the Sisley Nude, and this one is in 1C Petal. So this is going to be a bit more cool toned. And then over here mixed together are these two. So this is the nude and the anti-aging foundation mixed together, and as you can see, that is going to become much more my shade. And then over here on the end, this is one neutral in the cushion. So it is going to be more of a neutral tone, not have any of that cool undertone that I normally go for, but between the vanilla shade and the ivory shade, we decided that the ivory was going to be much better on my skin tone. So it was funny because although I was there to pick up the cushion foundation, she ended up putting these two foundations combined onto my skin and had been telling me that this is her favorite combination. So yes, this is a bit extra, buying two expensive foundations, but if you want to see that in action, please let me know, because that was her little tip and trick that I received at the counter. But today we are talking about this cushion, and I know many of you have been asking me what color I'm going to be getting, and we're going to be using one in ivory today. And what I'm going to do, I actually prefer to put this on with a sponge or a brush, just to show you two different methods of applying it. So I'm going to pull you in. Okay, we're going to start with a sponge side over here, and ooh, I have put too much already on this side, but you'll get to see how much coverage this has. The technology of the new generation Phyto-Blanc Complex is a portable cushion compact foundation. Skin feels moisturized and smooth. The complexion looks fresh, luminous, and even. Blemishes will appear blurred and the pores look minimized. Day after day, skin will look clearer, more luminous, and dark spots are diminished. Your skin will feel moisturized and protected on a daily basis. The key ingredients are the patented Phyto-Blanc complex, which is going to visibly brighten and even the complexion and enhance radiance. It includes peach blossom extracts that's going to boost complexion's radiance, buckwheat seed extract that includes antioxidant properties and protects the skin against external aggressors, pollution, fine particles, and free radicals. Pro vitamin B5 that's going to soothe and help maintain skin hydration. Okay, so here is the finish of this foundation, and I am hoping that it is coming across on camera, but this definitely gives me that healthy skin glow. It is not looking like super makeup-y, but it does have some nice coverage. And I did feel like I put a lot of product on this side when I put it into my sponge. I felt like I went in a little heavy-handed, so just know that you can shear this out, go slow and then you can build it up. Or if you use the brush, you definitely can buff on just a little. You don't need to use a ton of products. So far this is feeling so nice and lovely on the skin. Doesn't feel heavy, and it does feel like it is meshing with my skin. Like I don't feel like I'm wearing makeup. It just sort of blurred everything. Now, as far as the color, I think this totally works. I generally go for more cool toned foundations just because I have a lot of red and pink in my neck, and I've got pink and peach, and I've got both warm and cool undertones in my skin. But I have found that sometimes with neutral foundations, they will pull a little gray on my skin tone, but that isn't the case with the Sisley. So that was really with the La Mer neutral one, I really pulled truly gray on me, whereas I'm finding the one in to be a very nice neutral out of the Sisley line. So that's what I would tell you. The Sisley colors are a little bit tough because the vanilla is a bit more peachy. I'm not going to say it's orange. It did work, by the way, if you already picked that one up, but it did pull just a little bit of that peachiness where I'd be worried that I would be showing a demarcation between my face and neck. Like I'd have to make sure that I am blending everything really well. And then the ecru was way too yellow. And then I think we tried shell as well, and that one also was just a bit too light. So I think I'm in like one of the darkest shades in the cushion. So clearly the cushions have not extended the range to medium or dark skin tones. And I'm not sure if that is just here in the US or just in general. On the Sisley site, it only has 5 cushions. And again, I believe that's because it's marketing towards the cushion market where the dominant skin tones tend to be in those very fair to light medium skin tones. So what I am going to do is I am going to put on a little bronzer and blush, and then I'm going to wear this throughout the day and let you know how it wears. So I'm going to quickly put on my favorite bronzer, and this is the Sisley bronzer, and warm up my skin just a bit. And then I pulled out this beautiful blush. I haven't used it in a while. I love these ones because they are blush and highlighter all in one. And this is the rose tone right here. Give myself a little flush here. Then I'm going to put on one of the new Sisley-Paris lip shines, and I'm going to put it in number 20. This one is Petal. Okay, this is final look of the day. I had already put on my eyes, and just in case you're wondering, I did a one and done shadow. This is Shiseido number 4. And it's just a really nice one and done beige color. Taught class already this morning. Tend to keep my makeup a bit more minimal on days like that, but I am going to go run some errands. I'm going to be picking up some new lip products down at Nordstrom. So something new coming your way, but I will leave this on. I'm not going to powder down because I don't necessarily feel like I need to with the cushions, and cushions in general are also meant to transport with you and then touch up as needed. So they can actually be used over your powder products, but I'm really not feeling like I need to at the moment. So I will go run errands and come back and do a check-in for you so you can see how this wore throughout the day. Okay, I'm doing a check-in on this foundation. I actually went downtown to pick up some of the new Dior Addict and along with the cases. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a lip roundup, but I actually ran into the lady who matched me at Sicily. So it was kind of funny because they did not have the cushions to sell. They just had the testers, and so I had ordered my cushion, so I was able to go and show her my match in person, and we were having a little bit of fun at the Sisley counter, and then she was so sweet and hooked me up with some more goodies. She gave me a cute little Sisley beauty blender, which of course I'm gonna love. And then the Restructuring Nourishing Balm from Sisley. This is for their hair, which their hair stuff is amazing. And a couple body care things. This is the Velvet Nourishing Body Cream. She knows how much I love the Velvet Nourishing Cream for my face. And then the Black Rose. This is the Body Veil. So I want to try that because I've only tried their mask and that. But then she told me about the Instant Eclat. This is the Base Lumiere, and she was like, oh my gosh, you are gonna love this. So clearly we are going to be doing another Sisley video after this, playing with some more goodies. But I'm pulling you in closer to show you how this looks. This has been on for about 8.5 hours now. And I have to say, I'm kind of loving this cushion, and partly because I really feel like it blurs my skin and has sort of that magical quality, similar to that Water Fresh tint from Chanel. That always just makes my skin feel very hydrated and blurred and plumped up. And I'm finding that the cushion is having a similar effect on my skin, but this of course has more coverage. So I'm hoping you can see I've got a little bit of radiance going on. It is not too dewy, but yes, I did not powder down the T-zone, which I probably would just do just a little dusting with my Sisley loose powder. That's like my favorite loose powder, so I like that one, and I would probably just do a little bit through the T-zone. But for today's purposes, I wanted to show you what it looked like without, because I didn't feel like I needed a lot of powder. I will also post a picture of what this looked like in my car, because I swear that's when you can test your makeup the most, is when you are checking out the mirror in the car. And what I did notice was that I probably put on a bit too much of this cushion. Sometimes I do that with cushions. I'll go in a little heavy-handed at first. So I would say when you are pushing the makeup into either your sponge or your brush, start with a little, and then you can build, because I kind of went in a bit heavier and I don't think I needed as much product as I used in this video. But I do think that this has more coverage. So I'm going to continue to play, but that would be one tip I would say. Less is more, and you can always build on. Now I have been wearing a mask when I went downtown, so I'm seeing a little bit of this that might have worn off from the mask wearing on my nose area. Otherwise, what I would tell you, does not feel like I'm wearing makeup on my face. I think it's giving me a really nice healthy glow. I did get a couple compliments on my skin while I was down visiting my friends at Nordstrom, but just remember, they're all my makeup friends, so they may just be being nice to me. So here's the deal. I really do like this cushion. It is very limited in shade range, and there is nothing in the darker skin tones. But when I was talking to Angela, the rep for Sisley, she was saying that the Phyto Tint Nude does have some darker shades. As they've been releasing newer launches, they have been expanding their shade range, and the Phyto Tint Nude does have some darker shades, and this is a beautiful foundation. Now this is going to be lighter, sheer coverage, but we were laughing about the magic of this one. This is another one that's gonna make your skin look glowing and healthy, and she loves to use a drop of this in pretty much all of her foundations. So she finds this to be the magical concoction, and as I had mentioned, she had put both of these on me when I was in store. This is the Sisley-Paris tint, and then she mixed a few drops of the Phyto Tint Nude and had told me that the finishes of the cushion and the Phyto Tint Nude have that similar radiant kind of glowy look, that would be the more inclusive foundation from Sisley. So I wanted to mention that since I just ran into her. But overall, I'm really liking this cushion. I love the fact that it has 50 sunscreen in it. And then as far as a comparison, I have always loved the Capture. This is the Dream Skin Fresh and Perfect cushion, and I have this in the shade 020, and this is another one that anytime I wear this I get compliments on my skin. And I also remember loving those Tom Ford Glow Up cushions. Those were my ultimate favorite. They discontinued those, but if you're listening, Tom Ford, those were amazing cushions. So this one too has 50 sunscreen in it, and I will say this one feels a bit heavier than the Sisley one, so I will tell you that this one just literally does not feel like anything on my skin, whereas the Dior always felt just a teeny bit heavy on the skin. Nothing bad. I still love this cushion, you guys, but it did feel heavier than the Sisley one. And then compared to the chantecaille cushion, which I love as well, this finish is more of a velvety finish. It isn't quite as glowy. I love the chantecaille one because it's going to provide almost like a satin velvety finish on the skin. So when we talk about chantecaille, like my kind of dewy, glowy foundation is going to be Future Skin in the Pot. Then the next one up would be the cushion, and that's going to give me that healthy skin look, but more of a satin, not quite as glowy. And then the two that are going to be more similar to each other are going to be the Dior Dream Skin cushion and this new Sisley Phyto-Blanc cushion. So both of these are going to have skincare benefits in it. They're both going to have 50 SPF, and they both have more limited shade ranges in both of these brands. So those were the ones that came to mind when I was thinking about cushions. And you guys can let me know if you want to see any of these side by side. But yep, for my more dry, mature skin, I am actually really glad I purchased this foundation, and I'm really liking it, and I will be taking this to travel with me in a couple weeks. So those are my thoughts so far, and I am going to do a full face of Sisley makeup coming up. So stay tuned for that as well, so I can share some tips and tricks from my rep from Sisley. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.